Let me start with something most men don't expect to hear. If a woman cheats on you, it usually isn't because you were weak, boring, or not enough. That story feels logical, but it's wrong. Most men get cheated on because they were trained to look for the wrong warning signs. They think cheating looks like secret phones, dramatic mood swings, or obvious distance. But real infidelity doesn't announce itself. It blends in, and by the end of this video, you'll be able to spot the quiet signals that most men miss, the ones that show up before betrayal, not after it. If you've ever had a gut feeling you couldn't explain, stay with me. Now, let's be honest for a second. Men don't ignore red flags because they're stupid. They ignore them because the behavior feels familiar, and familiarity lowers your guard. You start explaining things away. She's just stressed. She's actually been nicer lately. I'm probably overthinking this. And that's exactly where the danger starts. So today, I'm breaking down 7 behavioral patterns that show up again and again when a woman is emotionally or physically stepping outside the relationship. These are meant to scare you. They're meant to wake you up. Because once you see them, you can't unsee them. And trust me, the second one is far more powerful than most men realize because it changes who really has leverage in the relationship. But first, do me a favor. If you've ever ignored your gut and later regretted it, hit like and subscribe now. Not for the algorithm, but because this channel is about clarity, not comfort. All right, let's get into it. Clue number 1, sudden emotional warmth that has no context. This one gets a lot of men because it feels good. She becomes sweeter, more affectionate, more touchy, more attentive. From your perspective, it feels like things are finally stabilizing. But here's the part men miss. Guilt often disguises itself as affection. Imagine this. You've been feeling distance for weeks, tension, short conversations. Then suddenly, she's hugging you at the door, texting more, smiling again. And your brain goes, "See? I was just being insecure." But affection that shows up without a clear reason isn't reassurance. It's often compensation. You're planning the future while she's buying time. Warmth makes men feel safe. And when men feel safe, they stop observing. That's the trap. Because attraction that grows naturally feels steady, affection that's covering something feels sudden and slightly forced. And if you miss this, you don't just lose time, you lose self-respect. But the next clue is even more subtle because it hides inside normal conversation. Clue number 2, normalizing other men. Here's a truth most men don't like. The easiest way to hide something isn't secrecy, it's familiarity. She mentions another guy casually, a coworker, a friend, someone who doesn't matter. His name comes up just enough to feel normal. You hear stories, jokes, little details, and slowly he becomes invisible. That's intentional because once someone feels harmless, they stop being questioned. And you don't want to be that guy, the jealous one. So you defend your own replacement. And here's the psychological shift most men miss. Attraction follows emotional priority. If she's sharing attention, excitement, or validation with him, even innocently, the emotional door is already open. And if you don't set boundaries early, the green light is on. But what makes this even harder to catch is clue number 3. Clue number 3, consistency used as a cover. Most men expect cheating to disrupt routines, but consistency is often the strategy. Same gym, same schedule, same habits. Nothing looks wrong except something feels off. She leaves the gym at the same time, but comes back with different energy. She gets dressed with a little more care. She seems present, but not fully there. Your intuition notices before logic does. But because nothing is wrong enough, you stay quiet. And that's dangerous, because when you start doubting your own perception, you lose your grounding. Women who cheat rarely make big mistakes. They make micro adjustments, same routine, different intention. And if you ignore that feeling, you'll drive yourself crazy trying to explain normal behavior that no longer means the same thing. But once you start noticing, she'll notice that you're noticing. And that's where clue number 4 comes in. Clue number 4, turning suspicion back on you. The moment your awareness shifts, her behavior shifts too. Suddenly, You're the problem. You ask a simple question. She responds with, "Why are you interrogating me? Don't you trust me?" And now you're defending yourself, buying flowers, over-explaining, trying to restore peace. You move from leader to pleaser. And here's the psychological trick. Emotion replaces observation. Once you're emotionally defending yourself, you stop tracking behavior. You just want the tension gone. And that allows her to feel like the victim instead of the one hiding something. But this next clue is one most men completely misunderstand. Clue number 5. Her public image looks too clean. When something's being hidden, she doesn't disappear online. She becomes polished, stable, happy, perfect. Photos, posts, couple moments. Everything looks great. And you think, she wouldn't post us if something was wrong. But that post isn't for you. It's for everyone else. Public clarity creates private cover. The cleaner the image, the less suspicion it creates. Meanwhile, private messages become guarded, disappearing, protected. If you fall for this, the risk isn't just betrayal. It's humiliation, because when the truth comes out, everyone thought things were perfect except you. Now, the next clue is where attraction really shifts. And this is the one that quietly kills relationships. Clue number 6. Her emotional energy goes somewhere else. Most women cheat emotionally before anything physical happens, and you'll feel it before you can explain it. Conversations lose depth, responses get shorter. Her presence feels divided. You're still there, but you're no longer central. You feel like a roommate, a backup, a routine. And here's the rule. Emotional investment moves before behavior does. When she feels understood somewhere else, the connection with you weakens. She might say things like, "He actually listens." That's not an accident. That's a leak. And if you ignore that emotional drain, you'll end up fighting for someone who already left internally. But the final clue is the most deceptive of all. Clue number 7. Identity used as a shield. Some women build a strong image around loyalty. They talk about values, what they'd never do, how different they are. And you believe it because reputation replaces observation. But loyalty isn't what someone says. It's what they do without an audience. When identity becomes more important than behavior, self-deception kicks in. She can cheat while still seeing herself as a good person. And if you fall for the persona, you'll keep giving loyalty to someone who already broke it mentally. That's the danger. Let's pull this together. None of these clues mean panic. They mean pay attention. Cheating doesn't start with betrayal. It starts with emotional misalignment. And here's the part men don't hear enough. Women are most drawn, deeply drawn, to men who are grounded, observant, and self-respecting. Men who don't beg for clarity. Men who notice patterns. Men who hold standards. That's the kind of man women feel safe and attracted around. So here's what I want you to do tonight. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Tonight. Think about your last relationship or your current one. Was there a moment your gut spoke and you ignored it? Comment below. I felt it, but I explained it away. And if this video helped you see patterns more clearly, like and subscribe, because the next video goes deeper into how to build attraction that doesn't collapse under pressure and why boundaries make desire stronger, not weaker. I'll see you there.